We are recording.
YouTubers, how you doing?
Almost sounds like Woody Woodpecker.
Kinda.
I was thinking Elmo.
Yeah. Giving away your age.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so last session we went to the inn and had some dinner. And then Reardon went out to watch Furton's doll making shop for the entire night. At some point, he saw a shady character walking out of an alley and followed them to a meeting with other shady characters that were talking about the possibility of breaking him out the night after tomorrow. Can only surmise him being Wembley. Apparently, Wembley wanted nobody to die, but he also got caught, and this crew is saying that if guards get in the way, they will most likely die. So, Reardon let us all know all about this at breakfast when we came down, and he went to get a trance in. We took off and visited Leighton. Durkhart used Leighton's forge for a bit, while Valakat and Leighton left to find an antique shop, apparently, that happened to have a back room full of instruments, and Valakat ordered a used lute to be dyed blue in honor of Estra. We then went to see Osric and tell him about the previous evening with Furton and getting absolutely nowhere with finding the children. Also filled him in about the possible jailbreak that Arden heard about, which is supposed to happen the night after tomorrow. Wait, no. Tomorrow night. Yes, that one. It was the night after tomorrow, but now it's tomorrow night. We have reservations to sit in and try to prevent it. We then went back to the inn for some lunch, and Bairn, Aramel, and Reardon noticed a gnome in the corner watching us. We went up to a room to discuss the Osric situation, but Durkar's pseudo-dragon warned him of a creaking noise with nobody approaching, so in turn, we tried. And succeeded, by the way. We know we succeeded, damn it. With a group deception check of 7 to lie about leaving the next day for this supposed eavesdropper that we might have had. After that, Valakad went to gather up the loot, which, as an added bonus, is painted with waves to signify Estra, and then went looking for healing herbs. Durkar rode around the town. Aramel sat in the inn and drank, as he does. And Reardon walked around the town square, plotting places, landmarks, alleys, shops, in the case we needed to make a stand at some point. Bairn took a short walk and then went back to the inn to join Aramel with the ale. We pick it up on day 7 of being in town, and tonight is the night of the. I think that we were going to rest, and we were going to wake up. Day 7 tonight is the night of the supposed jailbreak, and we're no closer to finding or solving the issue of the missing children. And that is it.
Kind of sad, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, one question about that, Sky. You said you guys went up to your rooms to talk about the Osric situation?
Well, sorry. Yeah, we went to see Osric and talked to him about staging a coup, basically, where we will go this afternoon over there and wait for them to show up later tonight when they were supposed to do the jailbreak.
Mm-hmm.
But Arden wasn't with us because he was in his trance. So we went up to the room to have that chat.
Oh, gotcha.
And that's when your stupid little gnome dude decided to follow us up, and the pseudo dragon that was left outside up in the rafters reported a creaking sound but did not see anybody approaching.
Okay.
And that's where
I
Durkart.
just didn't understand what you meant by Osric's situation. I
Yeah,
just I wanted to clarify that in my head so that I knew what you guys were thinking.
yeah. So we tried and succeeded, damn it, to sway this eavesdropper that we were totally going to leave, like right now, and never look back, so that they totally don't know that we care about them or anything or something. I don't know.
Okay, so you guys are waking up from a long rest. Um, Tonight is the night of what you guys think is going to be a jailbreak. Um, what do you guys want to do?
Go down, get something to eat. We got we got a couple hours to pretend like we're leaving. Pack all our things, bring all our stuff down. I am going to leave.
You're
I'm going
going
to
to
leave that little statuette on Angaby's dresser before I leave the room.
statuette.
The statue I made myself of myself, the bust.
Oh, the bus. Gotcha. Okay. Um, she is actually not awake or not there when you wake up because she had to get down and get the inn going, the tavern going pretty early. So
Yep, she'll see it later.
You know, when a girl moves into a house and first it starts with a toothbrush and then everything else comes in, she's gonna get back up to her room and be like, "What the fuck?"
Maybe.
I never had the house part thing because you know yeah, but I know that my girlfriend, or when I have a girlfriend with my car, I know that she got way too comfortable leaving little hair clips and hair bindy thingies and God knows what else. All sorts of girly stuff. She insisted on leaving it all in my car. It's like, what the fuck is my car? But
There's a hoodie in the back seat. Yeah, well, it's not cold right now. We'll just leave it there so that when it does get cold, but it's not your. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah, pretty much. Anyway, um, okay, so you guys come down to breakfast, kind of one by one. Ingvi starts to serve you guys um, large plates of food with your selection of breakfast ale or mead or cider or whatever you guys choose. Juices. Um, and of course, like usual, Durkar gets extra helping of breakfast meats with his.
Yeah, well, he's a growing boy. He just needs more.
I'm a big lizard.
How about coffee?
Sure, you can get some coffee.
Good.
The tap room's pretty quiet at the moment, but there are some people starting to file in, and it seems like a pretty sleepy little town at the moment. Um, Nothing really seems to be going on. Everything seems to be kind of quiet, and I don't know, there just seems to be a hush over the town. Um, Go and give me a perception check, guys. Everyone. What's not creepy, Valakan?
Push over the town.
Oh.
The movie thing where, and it gets quiet right before the storm.
Yeah. Okay, looks like Baron and Reardon are the ones that notice this at first. But, Reardon, you kind of watch Angaby delivering uh, plates of food and drinks to patrons as they come in, and she stops to chat with each of them for a minute or two. Of course, just doing the typical customer service thing, and she seems to the look on her face seems to get more and more worried with each group that she talks to, and um, after about 10 to 15 minutes, she makes her way back over to your group, and she leans in close to Durkar, just kind of, obviously just being affectionate, but also as a kind of a distraction. But she whispers kind of just loud enough for your table to hear that apparently there was another child stolen last night. Or disappeared last night. and some of the townsfolk are starting to get worked up. And there's even a group of them who are starting to either suspect or blame your group for these children missing.
There's a package with one missing.
I lean into the group and whisper just loud enough for the rest of them to hear. I think when we finish breakfast, we need to go over, visit with Osric, and see what we can find out.
I'll ask her if she's still standing there. Do we know what family this time?
Um,
And the age and the kid's name and what they were doing and
yes. What was her name? What was her name? That was the wrong town. Never mind. Um, this time it was a come on. It was a young boy named Dava. He was 12. His family lives on the southeast side of town. No, southwest side of town. Um,
Dava DAVA.
correct. I'm afraid I don't know. Um, I don't know a whole lot of details. There's a lot of what I've heard seems to be contradictory, so I'm not sure what details are accurate, what is rumor. Perhaps it would Uh, Probably be more efficient for you just to talk to the militia, the guard.
We'll have to go do that. Thank you for the info.
Do you happen to know if the was a halfling or dwarf?
Uh, Young Dava, I believe he was a gnome.
Did anybody hear music last night?
Music. Why would they hear music? Does this have something to do with music?
Maybe. Could be a lead, but we're uncertain still at this time.
That's not a detail I've heard. So if anyone has a the detail hasn't reached me.
I'll keep your ear out for that little tidbit in case anybody can says otherwise.
I will. And she kind of rubs the top of your head a little bit, and then kisses you on the cheek and heads off.
So in reference to where we are at, where like, far away was this where we were at?
I'm sorry, say that again?
In reference to where we spent the night and are sitting here eating breakfast, how far away from that location was this taking place?
Who were you asking that? Or are you still trying to talk to Angaby?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, she'll stop and say, I think their house is maybe 3/4 of a mile to the southwest.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Off to see Osric then? I think that's his name, right?
The head of the guard, yeah.
I guess as we finish dinner, finish breakfast, we should head out.
Makes sense.
I'm ready.
We should make like a baby and wait. Too soon?
Ouch. Okay, so the party finishes breakfast, and you make your way over to the barracks to see Osric.
Yep.
Okay. Um, as you approach, you see a number of the guard out in the front, practicing, sparring, you know, training in general. Um,
Probably all in full uniform.
yes, full armor, full uniform.
It's amazing what a little authority does.
And you'll also notice that the full uniform and armor that they are wearing now looks significantly better than it did when Falero was in charge. Cleaner, straighter, more complete, all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, you make your way into the barracks and Osric looks up from his desk, which is much less full of paperwork than the last couple times you come in here. Um, he puts the folder aside and stands up, um, making his way towards you and greeting you. Um, Welcome. Assuming you're here because you heard there was another kidnapping last night.
We are.
Please have a seat. And he gestures to um, some chairs just on the other side of his desk. He walks back around and um, sits back in his chair. So you guys sitting down or?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, I will. Can't speak for everybody else, but I will.
I will too.
Okay. He flips through a couple folders on his desk, and then selects one of them and hands it over to you. Hands it across the desk to the party. He says, "Looks like young Dava was well, has disappeared sometime during the night. Um, Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot more than we have, a whole lot more detail to that than that. The parents don't know when he disappeared. Um, with all the children disappearing recently, they had taken to um, having the child sleep in their room with them, but he still wasn't there this morning when they woke up. They don't know how he left, don't have any indication of how or when he disappeared, just this happened sometime during the night.
There is, and would it be okay if we went and talked with Dava's parents and kind of looked around the house and around the outside as we have done with the other children?
Yes, I've already told them to expect you.
Okay. I just want to make sure because there seems to be talk on the town that we might be involved somehow.
He kind of, as you said, he kind of gives you a confused look. And then he says, "I'll see to it that those rumors are squashed.
Our sincerest thanks.
I will make sure that they townsfolk know that you are here to try to help." Is there anything else I can do for you?
I think that should be good for the moment, and we will go ahead and head over there.
Okay. And he stands up and shows you to the door. You don't have a bag of holding.
I also don't kill children. I was joking. Very, very dark, evil joke, but
Okay. So you're headed over to Dalva's house?
yep.
Pardon me. Um, it takes you a little while to get there. Um, it's a nice little walk through some of the um, kind of the upper middle class neighborhoods. Some of these houses are really good shape. They're um, well taken care of. Some of them are kind of on the border of looking abandoned, with just the minimum of upkeep taken. Um, for the majority, most of them are large single-story buildings with an occasional, or with some two stories sprinkled in, and occasionally you even see a three-story here and there, though not very common. As you reach the appropriate address, the house is another one that's well taken care of. It's a single story building. Um, and even as you approach from outside, um, even before you get anywhere near the door, um, it suddenly swings open, and a male and female gnome come rushing out onto the patio, and then um, rushing down the stairs and looking at the group hopefully. They don't know who you are. As far as you know, you've never seen them, but they seem to know who you. Let me rephrase that. As far as you know, you've never met them, but they seem to know who you are. That's what I was going for. And they just watch your group, hopefully, waiting for some sort of something.
I will approach and how tall are they?
Maybe 3 feet.
Okay. I'll go and kneel in front of them, and so that we're on the about the same height, and say, "My name is Valakad. We are the Valkyries. This is," and I'll go through the group. Aramel, Reardon, Durkar, Bairn. We're sorry that we are having to meet you in this context. But we've been looking into the other disappearances. So we're hoping to take a look at your house if we can, if you allow us to, take a look around the house, and ask you a few questions.
Um, the male gnome kind of just nods his head. And he speaks very quietly. He says, My name is Huxley. This is my wife, Detzel.
Ethel?
I really hope you can find our son. It's... We really... You hear about this happening to other families and you just think it can never... That could never happen to us. But somehow it did. You've got to find him.
The guard, Osric, we talked to, mentioned that he was sleeping in your bedroom with you.
Yes, since all these disappearances, we've decided to we set up a cot in the corner of our room, and he's been sleeping in our room with us instead of alone. And when we woke up this morning, he wasn't there.
Do you have a lock on your door? Can he get out easily, or I locked your bedroom door?
Not on the bedroom door, but there is on the front door.
Was it open when you woke up, or totally closed up?
He looks confused a bit and looks at Detzel, and they kind of look back and forth, and it was closed. It I don't think it was locked. When I ran out to look for him, I don't recall if I had to unlock it. I was in such a rush to get outside. I don't think I had to.
Does Davo wear pajamas to bed?
A night shirt, yes.
Is his nightshirt in your room? Or in his room, possibly?
I don't know. Both of them run kind of down a hallway, or run inside and then down a hallway. And you can hear them go into separate rooms. And after several minutes, they both come out, and Detzel says the nightshirt's gone, but so are his shoes and his pants.
Okay. Thank you for that information. We're gonna take a look around around your yard and see if we can turn anything up. see if we can find a path or anything like that. But at this point, say the best thing that you can do is just try and stay busy. And we will look into this.
They both kind of look very withdrawn and well, disappointed. But they agree, and we'll do what we can. It's if you need anything, let us know. You have to find our son.
We will definitely do our best. I'll stand up and look around to everybody else and kind of go, you want to search? Because me searching is bad.
I would have been outside doing that because, again, I can't walk into these buildings. Usually smaller, right?
Yeah, nobody walked in actually this time, except the parents. This conversation was happening in the front yard.
Fair enough. Yeah, let's search around the building. Find the boys' room again, or the parents' room. See if they went out the window.
Okay, give me an investigation check. You start looking around. But your mind is slightly distracted by the terrible performance you feel like you gave last night. And before long, you're just standing there, kind of staring off in his face. Obsessing over stuff from last night. Issues from last night, yes.
Well, I noticed that Durgar's kind of seems distracted. And so I go up and say, maybe I could give you a hand. And so,
Well, let's give me a. What is your passive perception check? Or passive perception?
14.
Yeah, I'm thinking you don't really notice that he's distracted. He's kind of
Hmm.
he's kind of around the building and not really in sight. So, um, however, I'd be willing to let you give me another investigation check at a higher DC if you want to check this side of the building.
We'll try.
Okay. You walk kind of um I don't want to say catty corner, but I guess catty corner works. Um, what kind of catty corner from Durkar? You explore one side of the house, he explores the other. After
Sorry, repeat that. I had a youngster in my ear.
you did, well, it's better.
Not the kidnapped one. The other one.
It's better than having him in other places.
Like a bag of holding.
Yeah,
I'm going to hell.
I'm going to hell.
I'm going to hell.
Oh, well, I've suspected that for a long time, dude. But as Ariel kind of goes catty corner from you, Durkar, um, you exploring one side, he's exploring the other. He notices there are um, there are a series of tracks coming from the door. Several of them, but just inside the gate, hidden in a place where the person would be hidden by the bushes. There's a set of tracks as well as um, a strange mark in the ground. Let's see if I can draw it for you.
Where's my phone?
Okay, it looks something like that.
And we haven't seen anything like this mark before.
Mm,
How does this mark compare to the one we saw uh, down by the stream when the girl was down there getting water?
yeah, it's very similar. Probably even the same one.
Okay.
Sorry, I had forgotten that. Durkar.
Alrighty then. And that's all I find is just the prints and that.
Actually, Aramil finds that. With your 4, you didn't really find anything. You were,
Oh, well, you said my name.
you were distracted looking or thinking about um,
Your dick.
your unsatisfactory performance last night. Because I specifically remember that you rolled a 5 on your performance check for last night.
The real reason she got up early to get out of there.
I was distracted, had a lot on my mind, man. The fact that everybody remembers that roll, Jesus.
Okay, so what do you
We
guys?
could always go back and ask her for a critique on your performance.
He's away from the keyboard. He's going to kill you when he gets back.
Eh. So now what?
So
So,
this mark was in the ground, right? So it's most likely the same cello kind of thing.
Yes, it was in the ground.
Essentially, either it is who we think it is, or it's somebody different.
Those are the two options, yes.
And we cannot, under any circumstance, get anything to prove that it's the person that we think it is, outside of substantial or insubstantial evidence that his cello can be cast to possibly command or soothe or charm people in general.
I'm going to send my dragon to watch over the doll maker's house and follow the doll maker wherever he goes.
Okay. Are you staying here until your dragon gets there?
Oh no, I can communicate with the dragon throughout the distance, so we can continue on.
I'm at a loss. Outside of outright confrontation and a possible explosion from somebody that may or may not have anything to do with this, I don't know where to go.
well, if we could get a look at the base of his cello, we could possibly find dirt or even a little mud.
Didn't we already do that?
Well, we did it before, but now it might have more mud on it. But at the same time, I'm running out of things to talk to the dude about.
Yeah, I understand that, but even if we find that it has some mud on it, trying to place him at the scene is going to be difficult because if he were carrying his cello, he could put it down anytime. And, just to rest a minute or whatever. So it's all very circumstantial. And I don't think we at all have enough to confront him about it.
Hey,
And if he's a magic user, which we know he is, he might have a spell like prestidigitation or something that he could literally just clean up the dirt inside of 6 seconds.
Yep. Well, as you said, we don't have much else to go on.
Hey, Durkar, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. Performance last night's affecting you really bad.
I know. Ah!
Okay.
I become stone.
No, that's all. Go ahead with your conversation.
That's almost worse.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Well,
that's where I was kind of at.
I think we probably need to return to Ostrich and add the couple of details that we have found, just so that he has as much as we do. But I don't know where to go from there unless it's just follow that man. And I don't know, it's kind of odd we didn't hear any music, but maybe the breeze was in the wrong direction, or who knows.
Maybe you were
Or
just
for
Maybe.
some
asleep.
time while we were asleep.
Or maybe you can control how loud it is just so it affects a certain area at any given time.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. So we just about have to have somebody following him to
I got
see.
the dragon on it.
Yeah, well,
But if a roguey rogue wants to help,
well, you got the dragon on it, but how long is it going to take between the time your dragon spots something and the time you get the information?
instantaneous.
Okay. Well, that's a plus, as long as it's not too far from where we are.
Oh no, I gotta be within 100 feet of him. Okay.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, some warning 100 feet away is better than not knowing at all.
That's true. Unless there's some clue that we've managed to miss or glaze over, I don't know where to go next.
Where is our clue book?
I am your clue book.
Recount all the clues. Let's put this puzzle together.
Becky lived in the best looking house of the group, at least until now. I'm not sure still, but well adorned 2-story building, not built humanoid size, but midway between halfling and human. Well cared for property, rose bushes around the property. Trees that are dropping white petals all over the lawn and walkway. Burly dwarf in a suede outfit.
Okay. Just the clues we found at each location that narrow down our search.
All right, so Becky, this is Becky, yes. They showed us to a study with large walnut doors paneling until the lights, until he lights a globe in the middle, and the room lights up. Walls are filled with bookcases, books, heavily upholstered furniture, etc. Didn't really get much here because her room was a mess and she was spoiled. Harry, the next one that went missing, according to the guard. Humble 1-story house, not best taken care of. Looked cozy. He got out of his bed by himself, got dressed, leaving his pajamas on the floor. Took time to put his shoes on. Window was closed. Looks from all accounts as though he left of his own accord. No scratches from a lockpick or tools on the door, but there were scratches that looked like a stool was dragged towards the door from the inside of the house, which is how he typically unlocked the door to get out on his own. Ryan, was not into toys, more into practical applications, blah, blah, blah. They went to the store, toy store, which was lacking. Toys were awful. Ryan made the statement, no interest. They went to the doll maker. He was curious about some of the dolls and how they seemed to watch him. But the dolls were more expensive. His parents were hoping to... Parents? I don't know. Parents or grandparents? Parents. Ryan. Yes, Ryan's parents. I put those out of order. Oops. Oh well. Dolls were more expensive, hoping that they would, but he was hoping that they would decide on the doll. Went home next day talking about a shield and a doll, hoping to get both items. And that night they ate dinner, went to bed, stopped to check in on him on their way to bed, and he was already missing. That's one that had the window. He sleeps with the window cracked open, but it was all the way open. And there was blood on the windowsill, and that's where Drakkar found the cloth, linen stuff piece.
The scrap of cloth.
Yep.
With
Lisa.
With blood, I believe, right?
Yep. Lisa. House was very run down, door hanging off the hinge. But that's the one. She's the one that went to get water from the river for breakfast and never came back, and that's where we found. We meaning somebody else, not me, because I'm not very perceptive. Found the cello mark in the ground. Then we got 4 that we don't know about. That Reardon found out about from his shady friends, or he didn't really tell us shady, but his friends that he knows in the town. And then obviously this one, who, from all we can tell, got up in the middle of the night, went to his room, got his pants and his shoes on, and although it's not for certain, most likely walked out the front door. And again, we have that same cello mark. And the fact that at least some of the nights music was playing. Also from Reardon's friends.
I want to try it again. See if something different happens. I'm going to do that on the cloth again.
Let's see, and you guys were still at Daba's house, right?
I think we're leaving to go start heading over towards Osric.
Okay. You cast a spell, and at first it feels like it's gonna work, but then it just kind of See, what do you happen to remember what was going on with it last time? I don't remember what effect I described last time.
Took us to the center of town and didn't give me a definitive location from thereafter.
It was like muddy.
Yeah, it's basically the same response you're getting this time. It's just, um, you definitely can feel that it's there somewhere, but you're not getting a distinctive direction. It's just kind of kind of seems to be everywhere, but and nowhere at the same time.
Only be nowhere if you have horns.
And you know this spell, and normally this spell works a lot better than this. It just at the moment it's either not registering something right, or the item isn't the item you're tracking is not, there's something wrong with that item, or maybe maybe it's being blocked, the spell. It's just it's not working right, basically.
Well, spell's still doing the same, so that gives us nothing. Let's just burn the town to the ground.
Got bad news and good news. Bad news is we can't find your kids. Good news is you're gonna be dead soon, so it doesn't matter. That would go really well over with these people.
That's what I thought. All right, and by the time we're at the middle of the thing, how far away is the doll maker from the center of town?
It goes right in like the market center-ish stuff. It was like right across the road, or like a block down or something from our inn.
Okay, I'm gonna look through my dragon's eyes to see what he's seeing right now.
Um, your dragon actually looks back towards you, and you can see your party standing in the distance in the middle of town. And then he looks back towards the doll maker, and he seems to be just sweeping his shop, sweeping the dirt out of his shop and out into the road.
Is there a window around the shop that's open away from where the doll maker currently is at?
Give me a either perception or perception or investigation check with your dragon.
That's wisdom, right?
Wisdom for perception or intelligence for investigation.
Dang, roll lower than his passive.
That's your lizard.
Oh, that's a riding lizard. Never mind, hold on. Wrong one. Oh, that was even worse.
That's a 11, I think.
Oh, sorry, hold on. You said perception, right? Yeah, scratch that. He's got a +3 built-in perception thing. You have to click wisdom instead. So either you could take the 5 + 3, or you could take the nat. I would prefer the nat.
It would
That
be
was the
11.
proper.
It
That would
would
be
be
the
an
proper
11
button.
plus 3.
Oh, is it?
He doesn't have keen senses.
Oh, he does. Yeah. So 14.
Um. Yeah, your dragon kind of coasts down off the roof and um on the back side of the building there is a window that is open leading into the workshop.
I'm gonna have him enter the workshop and stealth hide up in the rafters.
Okay. Give me an acrobatics check.
And that's what? Dex?
Yeah. Okay, and then a stealth check. Okay. We shall see what goes on from there.
Then how far is the liar from the dollmaker anyway?
Just down the road.
Within 100 feet or further?
Um,
Because I'm gonna stay. I want to post up somewhere within 100 feet, just kind of like act like I'm just taking in the town.
I don't think it would be within 100 feet now. How many feet is a football stadium?
More than that.
340.
333.
Okay. Um, it's not really bad with distances.
Every yard is 3.3 feet.
What?
Yeah, isn't a yard 3.3 feet?
No, a yard
That's
is
a
3
meter.
feet. A meter's 3.3.
Oh, okay. I knew something was something.
We don't speak that English shit around here. We're Americans, darn it.
So about yeah, I think it'd be further than 100 feet. I think the inn would definitely be further than 100 feet.
But
What
because
about
it's
this
Durkar, it's
lady?
Durkar's feet, right?
Mm, no, no, I'm afraid not. A feet is a feet is a feet is a foot.
How far is the blacksmith from Dollmaker?
That's other side of the main square.
Would that be 100 feet?
Yeah, definitely more.
All right. More or
Yeah,
within?
definitely more than 100 feet.
Oh, okay. So what's within 100 feet of the doll makers that would be somewhere where it just chill?
Um,
His patio.
um, couple different kinds of stores. Clothing. I think there's I described this at one point. Um, I guess, maybe you could just hang out at the fountain in the middle of the center of town. I mean, that would be within 100 feet, I guess.
Yeah, I'll just sit down at the fountain and I said, what do I? I'll pretend to fill my water skin and do some general maintenance on the short sword I have with
Okay.
my smith tools. Oh, it pretends, but yeah, might as well just fill the water skin while I'm there.
Okay.
And I'll take my time with this. I'll probably be there who knows how long until the dragon tells me that something's going on.
Okay.
Meanwhile, what time did we leave Dava's parents' place?
Um, leave Dalva's parents' place probably about 10-ish. 10:30-ish. At which point you would have gotten back to middle town probably about 11:30-ish. Yeah, so with all the travel and everything, it's about 11:30 as you guys having this conversation in the middle of town.
Now, while my dragon's inside the doll makers, um does the doll he's making for me look any different than when we saw it just the other day? Now that the child is missing.
Oh, looks like progress has been made.
When does it look more lifelike now? So I think what it was not lifelike before, it was just dull.
Well,
Just looked like
it's
a
because he
statue.
was still working on it.
I know. Now the child's gone. Is it different?
Yeah, it looks like he's made more progress on it. Because he's been working on it. And if you want to assume that means it's related to the missing child, go for it. But I didn't put that idea in your head.
Oh, I know. That was my thought. Because I want to have the while the doll maker's still outside, I want to have the dragon from his post just look around the shop, see if there's anything out of place, like piles of clothes or something that would belong to a child that doesn't belong to a doll.
Okay, you're looking for what now?
anything that looks like it won't be part of a doll, but look like it belonged to maybe one of the children that are missing. The newest one, if at all.
Okay, give me another perception check.
Nope.
You don't notice anything along that lines. And Baron, as you walk past the shop, you wave your hand, mumble under your breath. You can feel the spell take effect. And you watch as one of the dolls on the shelf you can see the magic kind of form around it, and as the spell disappears, you can tell something happened. You're not quite sure what, but just as your spell finishes, the doll shifts and falls off the shelf. And
Baron will look back over at the group and walk quickly to catch back up.
okay, what's his name? Furton will drop his broom and run back inside and pick up the doll and look at it, inspect it carefully for damages. And he's very what is the word? Caring about these dolls. I guess.
Are his dolls actually for sale, or are they just examples from which he'll make a doll?
I want to say he explained that they were all custom orders and that the ones that he had were his for some reason or another. I don't like the one that he wants for Durkar to keep forever because Durkar is unique.
Yes, he explained that the ones on the shelf were essentially empty shells. They basically they were for showing to potential customers, showing the craftsmanship to potential customers. At least that was his explanation to
Valakat and Baron.
Yeah.
AFK.
It is 8 o'clock, so why don't we go ahead and everyone take a break. Go get drinks, snacks, stretch, kick the pets out, whatever you need to do. And we'll
Left the child in a bag of holding.
sure, why not? And we'll see y'all back here shortly.
You get it in here. Come on. Pumpkin, come on. Hey. There you go. Here we go. Put it on me.
Are we ready to play again?
I'm here.
Okay.
Well, makes two of us are here, I guess.
I'm always here.
Well, there we go. Got three.
Whether I'm here or not is less of an issue than if the DM is ready.
Sorry, I lost track of time.
Well, don't put it on the track next time. Put it in the clock.
Funny.
I laughed.
Okay, so Durkar's hanging out in the middle of town. What are you guys doing? What are the rest of you doing?
I think we're heading towards Osric.
Yeah, I thought we were going to go to Ostrich and fill him in on what little we've managed to gain.
Okay. So the rest of you head towards Osric. It's really not that far away. You walk in, you see the guards still training, or it's actually probably a different set of guards at this point. And Osric is still sitting at his desk, doing paperwork essentially. And as you come in, he looks up and he says, "Welcome back."
Well, we took a look, and it by all intensive purposes, it seems as though Dava left of his own accord, just like we estimate at least the rest of the reported disappearances have. Outside of that, Airmail found another mark in the ground, which would have been from a heavier instrument, somewhat like the cello that we know that Verton has. Outside of that's kind of where we're at. Durkar stayed the golden lizard stayed back at the dollmaker's house, or sorry, shop, to watch and see if he can see anything in the windows or whatever to see if he's the guy. But that's unfortunately at the moment where we're at until we can get another lead.
Do you know if the doll maker has a house in addition to his shop, or does he live in the shop?
I believe he lives in the shop.
Okay. Do you know if there's anyone else in town who also plays a cello?
Well, most people in town play an instrument of some sort. At least one. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any more cellos. But if I hear of one or find out about one, you think this is related to cellos somehow?
Well, two of the five children's homes that we've been to have a mark in the ground that looks like it could be a cello. And, since it's a heavier instrument, it would be reasonable that it would get put down if somebody was waiting for any time at all. So
Burton's specific instrument of choice can cast certain spells that would have the possibility of charming a person in one way or another.
Okay.
Which added to the fact that there's a heavier instrument marking at two of the locations, on top of the reports from some of the other people that that mentioned that other children were missing that did not have parents, mentioned that music was heard. If music is required to play, or if you're required to play the cello to cast the spell, and the spell was cast from the cello to charm a kid into leaving their house of their own accord. Currently, all signs point back to Furton, except for the fact that we've been in his house or in his shop / house and cannot find any evidence that he has the kids or is doing anything with the kids outside of the really creepy, realistic dolls.
I have to agree with you. I'm not fond of those dolls. Tell you, don't walk by that store shop in the middle of a dark and stormy night. It is very creepy.
I can definitely imagine.
Okay, so it sounds to me like you suspect Furton. That's your main suspect?
Yes. But you said to see about getting proof, and myself and Baron stayed up with Burton a couple nights ago and talked with him as the others did a little digging, and we could not find any evidence that he has the children anywhere in the shop.
Okay. And what does he say when you ask him about such things?
He wanted to make a doll of our golden lizard friend. And said that it would take 10 days. We've been here now for 7 days. And up until last night, no other kids were taken. And he didn't have any other dolls that he was working on. We asked him about the dolls and how they were made. I feel pretty certain that he doesn't take the essence of anybody when making the dolls, but outside of that, I don't. I'm not sure. They're really creepy,
Definitely.
and we've seen a couple of them before we got here. One just randomly sitting next to a tree, and it was just really odd. And it just makes me think that. I mean, if you were to take, I don't know that type of magic, but a soul of a person and put it in the doll or something. I don't. But when he explained it, I felt pretty confident that he didn't do that.
Okay.
Which, of course, goes against everything else that I believe. So I think all of us are kind of at a loss because we have not caught him in the act, and we have no proof, and we don't want to make a wild accusation. But currently, all signs point to Furton.
Okay. Would you prefer that I confront him about it, or is there a reason you haven't actually confronted him?
Specifically, the fact that we don't have substantial proof that it was him.
Okay. Well, you are the professionals. I will not interfere. Um, if there's anything that I or my men can do to help you, feel free to ask, and we will endeavor to aid you in whatever way possible.
I think about all we can do right now, and until there is some other evidence, is to just watch him around the clock and see if we can catch him in the act.
Okay, if you think that's the plan you want to follow, then
Well, it's probably the best we can do. It's not really what we would like to do, but we can't do something without at least some sort of proof of what's going on. I mean, we got a lot of circumstantial evidence, but that could still be other people or other situations. I would feel really uncomfortable about accusing him when we know that we can't prove that it is him.
Would a couple of your guards be able to make some rounds tonight near his shop while we stay here for that possible thing that we talked about yesterday with our dear friend Wembley over there?
certainly I can make that arrangement. Okay, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I guess that will be it. We'll plan on coming back in a few hours to start holding up till the possible attempt of rescuing.
Okay.
Let you get back to your paperwork and your people.
Okay, then I look forward to seeing you this evening. And have a pleasant day.
You as well. I guess we'll leave.
Okay.
Okay, what time are we going to be back at the barracks?
I don't know, like 4, 5, 6, something like that. I don't want to make it too late, but
Well, yes, and we probably should not all go together. But I'm just wondering if there was time to grab a nap, so I don't have any problems staying awake way into the wee hours, which it might be.
What is it, like noonish now?
About that, yeah.
So we should probably be good.
Is there some sort of a back entryway or cellar entrance or something like that at the barracks so we could get in possibly without even being seen? Or is it best just to walk in the front door?
It's designed with only one entrance.
And the front door it is. But I do think we should probably arrive one at a time rather than the whole group. It would attract less attention.
I was thinking maybe I'd stay outside, find a place to watch, try and cover it in the front of the building.
Guess we'll go back to the inn to rest for a little while.
Okay. You guys make your way back. And yeah, you're at the inn. Durkar, are you doing anything else? Or are you still gonna stick it out at the fountain in the middle of town?
Yeah, I'm gonna have my mount come in and pretend like I'm doing stuff with it, even though it's spiritual. But anyway,
Okay.
so I'm just gonna be doing menial things, you know, just checking gear and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll do that for a while still. What am I seeing? Anything?
Um. After Furton finishes sweeping the dirt and dirt clods off his floor, off his porch, um, he goes around his shop, does a quick tidy up of things, and then he makes his way into the back and continues to work on a doll, which, looking at it in the hands and the fingers and all that fun stuff, it's definitely you. Definitely your doll. And
Mm,
he's just working on it. Stitching up the clothing, nailing together the frame and um, working on carving the hands and the head.
Okay. Let's see. I will go. I will leave at some point to go to get something to eat at the Liar's Lair, and I'll instruct my dragon if a child appears or anything like that, to get me immediately. Or like if he uses a child as something other than coming in and shopping, that is.
Okay. Um. Okay. You do see several people enter the store or into the shop, and you watch for your dragon as he goes and greets those people, discusses all the options of his craft. Um, During that time frame, he makes sales for 3 more dolls, which he is very ecstatic about.
Did I overhear a time limit?
Um, he says that he can have the dolls for them within the month.
Okay.
Um, Go ahead and give me a perception check through the dragon.
I also want to notice if he talks to himself when no one's around.
That is one thing your dragon notices. There are times that he does seem to mumble to himself. Um, Nothing that can be clearly um, made out. Um, but specifically, you do hear when he comes back from um, sales with one of the people. You can hear him kind of chuckling to himself and saying, um, let's see. Um, Got more than I expected on that one.
Okay.
That was it. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll head back to the Liar's Lair and sometime around dinner to meet up with everybody and just tell them how my observations have been going. nothing out of the ordinary yet. Though one of the transactions, he got something more than he expected. Don't know what that means.
What did he get?
Don't know what that means.
After my nap, I'll get up and go down and see if maybe I could get an early dinner.
How long of a nap are you taking?
A couple hours. So I figure with whatever is going on, it's probably somewhere around 4. I
4
just
when you
figure,
finish?
yeah.
Okay.
So I just, get a early dinner, and then I'll head off to the barracks.
Okay. Angaby is happy to serve you some food. Food and drink, and after you finish, you head over towards the barracks.
And I'll leave a couple gold on the table for her extra efforts.
Okay. Eeh. Something just collapsed in the kitchen.
Oh,
I wasn't there, so it's not my fault.
Ditto. Like normal, she thanks you for the gold, and you make your way over to the barracks. What are you doing once you get there? Because it's like, well, depending on how long it took you to eat, it's like between 4:30 and 5.
Oh, well,
Just
I
gonna
go in there and
pop squat and relax, or
I'm hoping that at least somebody in the guard is aware that we're coming, and I try to arrange it so I'm in a position to see Wembley in his cell, or if not that, at least the door where he'd have to come out, and still be not readily observable.
okay. You can sit in the front room of the barracks, where you can see the front door and the door at the top of the stairs, which leads down to the jail cells.
Okay, and you said there's only one door to the building.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any exit from the cell block anywhere other than up to this room?
None that you're aware of.
Okay. Well, I hope I'm aware of everything it needs to be. All right, I'll just sit back, kind of back in the shadows someplace, and quietly watch.
Okay.
Baron will leave 20 minutes after Aramel and head to the barracks.
Okay. Airmail, shortly after you finally settle down, pick your location and settle down, Baron walks into the barracks. Osric gives you, Baron, just a quick nod, and see. Aramel notices Baron walk in. Baron, as you walk in, the room is quiet. There's Osric is at the desk, who nods at you, just gives you a quick nod, and there are two other soldiers, which seem basically just to be in guard positions. That's just about all there is to it.
Valakat will leave 20 minutes after Baron and head in the opposite direction of the barracks.
Okay, you'll head in the opposite direction of the barracks.
Yeah.
And you said you want, according to your message, you want to look for a guard?
Yep.
It doesn't take long before you find one.
I will
yeah.
use my mind link and ask them to, like, I'll stumble around and ask them to arrest me and take me back to the barracks. And explain in the mind link that that I am the one talking to them. Don't be freaked out, please. And that this is a ruse.
Okay. He grabs you and roughly checks you for weapons. Takes your harp.
Definitely have my trident and my shield on me.
Okay, he takes your shield and your trident away from you, and binds your hands, and then walks you back to the barracks. Um, as you walk in, um, Osric is about to greet you when he sees that you look like you're being escorted. Looks like you're even arrested. He just kind of clamps his mouth shut and watches as the guard kind of looks at him with a almost an apologetic look and starts to book you for drunk and disorderly. And after a few minutes, he walks you down into the jails and puts you in one of the cleaner ones.
Can I see Wembley from this area?
Um, no.
I'll use my link and ask him, can you move me to a cell closer so that I can watch and make sure that nothing happens with the gnome that tried to take Ostric's life?
Okay. He kind of looks around like he's trying to figure something out, and he pulls you out of that cell. Walks you across the room and down the hall, and then locks you in another cell that's nowhere near as clean. And he points you at a door for a much larger cell. And he doesn't say anything, he just points at the door.
I'll kind of half-heartedly nod.
And then he will lock you in the cell.
Sounds great to me.
And if you give me just a second here. Let me know when it's loaded. Algan.
I had it open and I was looking, and then I saw my character or my thing over there. I'm like, oh, you want me to go over there? Okay, cool.
Oh, so you're already on this? You already looking?
I am, but I was waiting for you to say where I needed to go to, and then you moved my thing over, and I saw my picture over the thing because I have GM privileges, and you can't actually bring me over.
Oh, your dynamic lighting isn't set up. Oh, you don't have dynamic lighting. You don't have vision.
Well, that's going to be a damper.
Your race doesn't have vision. Dark vision. Basically, he points at this door right here.
Okay.
Is this a map we should be seeing?
No, only Sky can see it at the moment. and that's only so I can show him where he's supposed to be looking. And when I move your character back over to this map, it doesn't take you with it?
Nope.
Well, damn.
You want me to pop back over to Iron Axe region?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm there.
Well, that totally ruins some plans I had for the future. I think that would work.
I'll rejoin as a player real quick.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Too late. I already hit the button.
We'll fine be that way. Okay, so I didn't even think about putting lights in there. I should have. So Durkar and Reardon, what are you guys doing? Because everyone else is left to be at the barrack.
I'm going to take my time going to the barracks, just like I'm going out for a stroll, back down towards the center of town to make contact with my dragon again and see what's going on. Oh, while I go to the barracks, even if it's out of the way.
Not too far.
I'll make my way over and checking out the streets as I go, see if there's any indication that there's a watcher.
Okay. Durkar, let's handle Reardon's first, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Reardon, give me a perception check. Very good. As you're walking past an alley, about 3 buildings down from the barracks, you notice a small form peeking out at you from behind a dumpster. And as you kind of slow to try and get a little better look at the form, you notice it's a child. Probably either halfling or gnomish. And they're covered in a hooded cloak with the hood up, and they're peeking out at you from behind a dumpster. You can just barely see the edge of their face. But it's
I
definitely a
think I'll
child.
make my I'll kind of indicate that I'm going to move in his direction and see what he does.
So you're gonna stop and change direction towards the child.
Yeah, but not a direct shot at him, but just moving in his direction.
Okay. As you change direction, the head disappears behind the dumpster, and another couple moments later, the head peeks out again, and seeing that you're closer, it darts down the alley.
Hmm.
You want to try to follow? Or let him go?
I'm gonna let him go and head toward the barracks.
Okay. Okay, you continue towards the barracks. As you walk in, Osric just nods at you, and you are welcome to find a place to stay at your discretion, or a place to wait at your discretion.
Well, I'll go look around for a good place to where I have.
Okay.
Is there access to the roof?
Not from the inside. You'd have to go outside to get onto the roof.
Okay. Damn, well, good place that would be.
Okay, at this point, Durkar, before you get to, before you, or as you're leaving the tavern, wind starts to pick up, starting to see lightning strikes and hear the thunder crashes. Starting to be a stormy night. Pretty windy. Rain is starting to fall. You catch the very start of this before you, just as you get to the barracks, Reardon. You catch the very beginning of this. In Durkar, you're dealing with this as you are leaving the tavern to get to, or to go by and check with your dragon. And by the time you get to the point where you can actually communicate with your dragon, it's the wind is blowing pretty heavily. There seems to be a pretty good lightning storm going on. Several peals of thunder. And as you get close enough, you connect with your little dragon, and he kind of gives you. I mean, you can't really yawn telepathically, but that's kind of the effect you get from it, from your dragon, is that he's yawning at you, and he's bored and tired and really wants to go take a nap. But he tells you that this crazy halfling has been working on this doll of you all day. It's starting to really look like you, but he's really boring, and he keeps mumbling to himself. But I can't tell what he's saying. And then, after a moment, the dragon kind of pauses, and you get suddenly a very quizzical feeling from him, or from them, and it suddenly asks, "Do I get this small doll?"
I'll just chuckle and look through its eyes. What do I see?
At the moment, um, for what's his name, Burton, is working on the doll of you. It looks almost like basically a mini dirt car at this point. It looks like he's getting pretty close to finishing it up, and yeah, even through the distance viewing of your dragon, you're impressed with the craftsmanship.
Is there anywhere closer in the rafters I could have the dragon position? Can I get closer to him to try to hear what he's saying?
What was your uh, Drake's stealth check?
19.
Um, your Drake kind of very slowly and quietly unfurls its wings for balance and starts to um, walk closer to Furton, closer to directly overhead. He kind of has to um, maneuver around a pillar, a vertical piece in the rafters, and um, as he steps above Furton, he slowly folds his wings back in, settles in, and as you're looking down, you can see that Furton is kind of he sneezes and then starts to wipe some dust away from the doll, and he starts to look around, and looking up and around, and he sees the dragon, the drake, and he just kind of points his finger and
How
then,
can he see it? Stealth is higher than his observation.
no, that's just what I rolled with the d20.
Uh,
He's still got a wisdom modifier on top of that.
More than two or one? Okay, never mind. Yeah, we just not seeing the modifier, so okay.
Well, you wouldn't. All I did was roll a d20. Modifiers in my head because I don't actually have a character sheet for him.
Hear that, boys? He's changing it up on us all the time.
Actually,
Carry on.
that would have been a perception check, not an investigation. Maybe his modifier wouldn't have been that high.
I don't know. You play you.
Okay, I'll give it to you. He looks up and looks for the reason or the cause for the dirt falling, and just then a howl of wind whips around the house, blowing some more dust from the ceiling planks, and he just kind of wiggles his fingers over the doll, and then covers it with a sheet, and growls as he storms off up the stairs. So, yeah, I was thinking his casting stat would have been was wisdom, but it wouldn't have been wisdom. I've had my mind on Wimby all day, so Wimbley all day. Who has a wisdom casting stat? But anyway, yeah. So Durkar, you see through your Drake, Furton get all grumbly at the wind and the dust, and then leaves grumpily up the stairs to bed, or to the apartment, or the house, or living quarters. Living quarters, that works. Do you want your Drake to follow?
No, I'll tell him to. He can rest, but keep his ears open in case he hears something out of the ordinary. And then I'll head on over to the barracks. And plan is when I get there, I'm gonna accuse them of why they've arrested Valakut for no reason, giving me my excuse to be there.
Okay. This sounds good. You want to play that out? It's up to you.
Nah, just hot spot it. Yeah, I cause a ruckus saying, why? And we'll go from there.
Okay. Okay, so everyone is at the barracks. Durkar is busy being a pain in the butt to Osric. Everyone else is seated or hidden in different positions around the barracks, and Valakad is in a cell in the down with the actual cells.
Did the guard leave the cell unlocked?
That is for Valakad to figure out. See, Aramel and Reardon, remind us where you guys are.
I'm in the shadows, just seated over against the wall, kind of a corner where I can see both the front door and the door to the cells.
Okay. And Reardon?
I'm back in the cells.
Oh, you went down to the cells as well?
Yeah, and I'm toward the back in the shadow where I can see the doorway.
Okay. Let me throw you in there somewhere.
Oh, I was away dealing with my other computer because I got new RAM sticks for it. And I'm trying to get it to work. I would have given Valaked some of my mushrooms to throw at Wimbley. Because that was the original plan. I just wasn't at the computer at the time, and I just remembered. Sorry.
Are these like typical like
Yes,
old what? No.
my psychedelics.
No. Are these like old west style jail cells that we can see through the bars? Or is this like maximum security prison?
Doors at the window.
Yeah,
Um,
solid cell.
think solid cell.
Damn. All right.
Still would have done it because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was honestly thinking like I was hoping to see Wembley and kind of be in there as quote unquote a prisoner.
That doesn't mean you can't talk shit to him. You are close enough to his cell. Okay, I have Reardon set in the cells as well. Okay, while you are arguing with, was it Osric? About the, unreasonable detention of Balakad. There's suddenly a very heavy burst of wind that catches the door and suddenly just blows it in, slamming it open. And Durkar and Osric are just pummeled with sticks and small pebbles and leaves, and just this horrendous burst of wind. After a few moments, it kind of dies down a little, and Osric jumps up and um, struggles to get to the door and gets it shut. He throws the latch on it to keep it shut, lock it shut.
Have you ever had wind like that before in your halls here? Forget the tea part.
There's I mean, we've had storms like, storms in the past. That's normal, right?
Well, if what we're here to stop is part of what's going on, I don't know if it'd be wise to make it harder for us to hear or get out of this if we need be.
Well, I have no control over the storm. Is this something you can do something about?
I can play with the wind, but nothing that controls this scale. But wonder if it's not covering up something else. I'll go stand by the door and see if I can't hear anything come down the hall, using the wind as a cover.
Okay. Um. See. Valcad, where's Baron again?
Disregard that.
Um, that's a good question. He just went in and was. I think he probably would have gone wherever Osric told him to go.
Okay, so he's basically just hanging out. Gotcha.
I would
Um.
imagine that he'd at least have gone towards the cells or something like that, just to get away from the main entrance.
Okay. So, Aramil, Baron, and Durkar give me perception checks, and I will disregard that 7, Durkar.
Yeah, I was just picking up the dice. I didn't realize they were still connected.
Oops, still have it on. GM.
Okay. Let's see. Aramil, as just after the door is blown open and Osric's gone up to close it, Durkar kind of steps over towards the door and kind of glances down the hallway. Um, you hear a floorboard creak. I'm sorry, it's not a hallway. It's down the room. This is a room that you guys are standing in. It's just a long room. Um, Aramil, you hear a floorboard creak.
I'll look around to see if I can see the source of the creaking.
I'm sorry, not Aramil. Durkar heard it. I'm sorry, I looked at
I
the
was gonna say,
wrong name.
like, so we didn't see anything, but Aramel saw it with a 10? Or heard
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Sorry, it was Durkar that heard it. Sorry, Aramil. Durkar, you hear a floorboard creak. You kind of glance down the hallway.
I
Could have
thought I
been.
was.
It
Sorry, go
could.
ahead.
It could have been Baron. It could have been Aramil.
Do I see anything? Was the creek coming from the left or right of the door, and then what part of the building is that?
Okay. Are you guys looking at the map right now?
Nope, I got field.
Nope.
You got a field.
Yeah, I got the
We're
world
on
map.
we're on
Yeah,
the
world map. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I got the map.
Okay. So the. Oops. The room that you're in looks kind of like this.
Oh,
Oops. Only a little more square. Um, you have the door right here. That's the door to the outside. And you have the door to the... Oops. Sorry. You have the door down to the cells, like, right here. And then, I'm imagining... Aramil sitting... Let's see, what is that? There. I was imagining Aramil sitting right here. Durkar currently standing by the door. Osric's at a desk sitting right here. And I was kind of imagining Baron to be like right here. Does that make sense to you guys?
Sure.
Not what I had in my head, but okay. All right, so where did the creek come from? Towards Baron, then?
Yeah, somewhere down this way. Somewhere down in that room.
All right, and then looking that direction, do I see Baron?
Yeah, Baron is visible.
What is he doing? Moving around, standing still?
moving around.
Okay.
Just kind of walking around just randomly.
All right, then I'll have to disregard because it could have been hit.
Okay. Okay. Reardon, give me a perception check.
Sorry, who?
Reardon.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. See, Reardon. I'm gonna put you on a different map. Okay, do you see your character on that map, Reardon?
I'm looking now.
It's up towards the top.
Got him.
Okay. You see, or I'm sorry, not see, but see, where is it? You hear the scuffle of hurried hurried boots on this stairway right here, but you don't actually see anything.
Okay. Since I don't see anything, but I can hear him, I'm assuming some magic has been performed on somebody.
That's a decent assumption. What are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it can be as simple as shouting alert, or you can cast something, or
Yeah. I think I'll try to get his attention and I'll shoot an arrow over there.
okay. Um, which square are you aiming for? The bottom square of the steps?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Um, give me a shot. Okay, I'm afraid a 8 ricochets off the stone wall behind him, and yeah, there's
I wasn't necessarily thinking that I was going to hit anything. I just wanted to see if I could hear him jump, move.
yeah,
His reaction to being shot at.
yeah. There was definitely the sound of movement to that reaction, or to that arrow being shot. But with that, let's go ahead and roll initiative. Um, just a second, guys. Actually, let me get you guys onto the right map. Um, and I will put your characters on. See, Valakad's already here. Armel. Durkar. Oh, come on.
What the?
There's no torches on the walls down here?
Yeah, there should be. Give me a second. Valakad, you can put your Baron token down. Give me a second. Let me take care of that.
I mean, that technically I'd still be upstairs and I'd have to work my way down.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that anyway. The only reason I'm showing you down here is so that you can, um, you roll for initiative. Um,
Yeah, I put Baron down somewhere up top, but I can't see anything.
I see him.
He does not have vision enabled on his token. Thank you. And his vision, I think, should be 60.
Oh, that's right. He's a Durgar.
He's a dwarf. No, he's a dwarf. Regular dwarf.
Oh, okay.
Looks like everybody's got an icon but me.
I see you.
Do you?
Yeah, like halfway down the screen on the right side.
Oh, yeah? I see where you're indicating, but I don't see me. I don't know. You think that's me?
I see Durkar, and then I see a token above Durkar, and it says Airmill underneath it.
It does? Didn't remember that's what my character looked like, I guess. Which seems strange to me. If there's no name on it, so I can't really tell. Okay. But we're going to have to go back upstairs, right? Okay. Now, Jeff's hollering at me. He says something happened. We need to end it here, and we'll get to carry on into a battle next week.
Okay.
He says he doesn't know what's wrong. He can't even talk to us through the mic.
That's not a good sign.
No, it's not. But, you know. So I guess it's good as far as it's gone. We'll finish this up next week.
All right, you're by me.
Mm-hmm. All right, so take care, guys.
You too.
Yeah, later.
See you.
you.